Hello, and thank you ever so much for joining me. Today I have a little demo slash review slash get ready with me using a couple new things that I got recently. One I've had for a little bit. I got as soon as it came out, and I have used it quite a bit. So I already have a pretty good impression on how I like it. It's the KVD Innerstellar eyeshadow palette. And the next thing is the Shade and Light contour palette that also just released from KVD's line, both Silhouettes for. Show you guys the Innerstellar palette first. Here is what the inside of it looks like. Here's what you get. You get 9 shadows down here, which are 1.1 grams, and then 3 bigger highlight shades up here, which are 2.3 grams. So for around $50, not bad. You do get some mattes in here, which is nice. Some very, very good transitional shades. This palette would be a great add-on to anything else you're using. If you need some great transition colors, you would definitely find some cool transition tones in this palette. As well as purples, which are beautiful. Wear time is fairly good. The texture is really buttery, really soft. However, that being said, they do tend to be a little bit thin. So some of them you do have to pack on a little bit. Right in line with the Monarch and Chrysalis palettes. The Shade and Light contour palette looks like this. And you get 3 sections here. Lucid, Sombre, Lyric, Shadow Play, Levitation, Subconscious. It goes lightest to darkest, coolest to warmest, and all your shades are matte, and they're gonna work really well for sculpting out cheekbones, slimming the face, highlighting, and recessing whatever you want to highlight and recess. Highlight shades in the palette are 2.3 grams, and the bronze and contouring shades are 4.5 grams. At $46, yellow mirror, you know, the deal with mirrors, it doesn't stand up on its own. Do you really care? I don't really care. It's a really cool little cutout on the mirror here that I really like. It's really neat. Her packaging never ceases to amaze me. It's always so unique in her, and I love it. The mirror on this one doesn't stand up either. Your mirrors aren't gonna stand up. See, they don't stand up. Do you need them to stand up though? I don't need them to stand up. So my experience with these so far, both of them are really nice. I like them a lot. So stick around, stay tuned if you want to see the look I created on my eyes, and also the contouring that I did with the Shade and Light palette. Get a little bit of info on a product that is not new, but new to me. Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo Foundation, which I also used in this demonstration for. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna start out a tiny bit different than I normally would, and do my face first. Normally I would always do eyes first, but let's switch it up and see what happens. I've already cleansed my face and used moisturizer and all that good stuff. And I have a variety of primers I like to use. I don't tend to favor one over the other. This one is Smashbox Photo Finish Light, which it seems to work pretty well for me. It doesn't white cast my face. Sometimes I want to white cast my face because I embrace fully being pale. And every once in a while, well, a lot of times, I'll find that foundation doesn't match my skin tone the way I want it to. So if it leans too yellow or too pink even, too warm, too cool, whatever, I'll use a primer that tends to white cast my face out. Also with foundations that oxidize. I have a few that I thought were unusable because they oxidize on me so quickly. If you're not familiar with that, what oxidization means with foundation is that it looks perfect when you first put it on, and then it could be 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, 30 minutes later, it's going to look orange or gross, not the way you want it to be. So priming with a good primer will definitely counteract some of that. Let's get to it, right? I'm trying something new, and well, I love this foundation. I use this all the time. It's the Urban Decay Naked Skin, and I'm gonna put 2 pumps of that on here, and I want to mix it in with, because this video is mostly Kat Von D's stuff. I thought I'd throw in some of her foundation, which I do not have a lot of experience with. I tried it on its own once, and it was very thick and very heavy, and it is possible to shear it out while you're blending, or if you use a beauty blender, that works quite a bit better in my opinion with this foundation. But on its own, I can't see myself using it all the time. It's just really, really matte, and it blanks out your entire face. So I guess I'm gonna do like, I'm using too much foundation here, but that's okay. If a little bit gets wasted, oh well. I'm gonna do equal parts. No, I'm gonna do 3 pumps of the Kat Von D, and then 2 pumps of that Naked Skin, which is excellent. It's my favorite. Between that and the Makeup Forever HD is my favorite foundation. Just gonna mix it up. Okay, to apply this with, I'm going to use a brush of some, oh, out of focus. To apply this, I'm going to use a brush of some sort. I'm not sure which brush, but I'm gonna figure that out right now. There's no such thing as having too many options, right? I just cleaned all my brushes and now I don't know which one to use, because I usually use brushes based on what's dirty and what's clean. I'm gonna use probably my absolute favorite foundation buffing brush for this. It's the Urban Decay Good Karma brush. And I like to apply and blend all with the same brush. Definitely got a little too much on there, but that's okay. I will say that with the Kat Von D foundation, you do not need to use much concealer, if any concealer at all. It is a full coverage effect for sure. And I guess that's the one thing that I don't get with the Naked Skin, is a really full coverage. You can definitely build it up to make it fuller, but it's definitely not full coverage as this stuff is. It seemed to work pretty well blended together, to be honest. And I'm going to avoid going over my eyelids, because I don't want foundation where I'm going to put eyeshadow. That creates a lot of slip. For the Kat Von D and for the Naked Skin is both, I believe, the lightest shades they come in. I'm for sure this is the lightest shade that the Kat Von D one comes in. It is shade number Light 42, which just returned to the Sephora website. It was previously discontinued, but I'm so glad they brought it back. So I got a chance to try it, because the shade up, which I believe was 43 or 44, did not work for me. And the Naked Skin is shade 0.5. Matches my skin tone fairly well. It's a little bit light, but I don't mind that. I would always rather have a foundation that is too light rather than too dark. Another thing to be noted about the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation, which, you know, probably a lot of you already know this, but it sets very, very quickly, so you have to work super, super fast when you blend. That to be said, it has its good points and its negative points, and it's all about what you like better. The Lock-It foundation can become rather cakey if you do not use a light hand. Probably can't stress enough that you don't need hardly any, you don't need hardly any of this at all to cover your entire face with. I put a ton of it on my palette just to see what ratio in pumps wise would work. If I was to do it again, I would probably do a little more naked skin, a little less, probably just one pump of the Kat Von D foundation. Nonetheless, it's awesome if you want full coverage. It is a great full coverage matte foundation. I'm gonna take a little bit of the Instant Age Rewind. It's the dark spot corrector. I find this stuff works better than the regular concealer that they have in this similar shaped tubey deal. And just kind of pat some of that, not a ton, underneath my eyeballs. And new brush time. I just got this and I really like it. It's the Sephora Pro Airbrush Concealer brush, which I've heard very good things about it for quite a while and just never, I thought fluffy eyeshadow brush, that'll do the job just as well. I'm not spending my money on that. Spend your money on it. What it equates to for me is like this, which I love, already stated probably multiple times. I love, love, love for my foundation in a smaller format. I've always had like creasy under eyes, and using this brush in comparison to using more of a buffing type brush, I would highly recommend, if you have the same problems that I do in that area, picking one of these up. It is worth its weight in gold, in my opinion. It's awesome. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of this brightening powder to set underneath my eyes with, which helps. Sometimes I feel like it helps even more than actual concealer with getting rid of the appearance of those dark circles and making your underneath your eye area just look brighter. The one I'm using is from Besame. Besame. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not French. I think that's French. And it's a violet toned powder. Hope you guys can see that. That's what it looks like. And just take some of that on. This is a Wing Gloss number 2 brush, great for highlighting. You could probably use it for contouring and lots of other things, but I use it for this. My eyes with the very yellow toned Kat Von D eye priming gunk stuff. And I've used this palette a few times and I really like it. It has its shortcomings like anything else, but in general I really do like it. Just use whatever brushes you have. You don't need these brushes. You know the brushes you need. You need a flat brush to pack on color, you need a blending brush to blend stuff out, and you need some sort of detail brush. That is all you need. But I'm just gonna tell you what brushes I'm using just in case you were wondering. Don't feel like I'm saying run out and buy this, because I'm not. So for my base shadow, I'm gonna go in with Lycan right there. That sheer shade doesn't cover that yellowness from the primer. That is my main problem with it. For using it with loose shadow, or I'm sorry, for using it with pressed shadows. So you can do this however you want. You can do lid color first, crease color first, highlight color first. But what I'm feeling like right now is defining my crease a little bit. For that purpose, I'm gonna use this shade right here. And that is called Orion, I believe. Brush I'm using is a Wing Gloss number 4 blending brush. And I'm just gonna put that in the crease in no particular fashion. general crease definition going on, I'm gonna go in this color right here. It's called Moonshine. Highlight this portion of my eye here, the very inner portion. Kind of use it as a highlight, inner quarter highlight, if you will. This light purple color called Astrological. Add that right next to it. Cover the rest of the lid with that guy. Primer I put on my hand to show you guys before is now dried. Look how yellow it is. It's so yellow. It's so yellow. Next shade we're going to use is Lunacy, and it's the darkest purple, and it has a shimmer sheen to it. It's really, really pretty. I'm going to blend that, well, pat it. First, pat it. I noted that how I do my eye makeup is how I feel is best suited for my eye shape. If you have a different eye shape, it may not work for you. The best advice I could ever give anyone is find out what your eye shape is, and then use whatever colors you want and just place them accordingly to however is going to be most flattering for your eyes on your face. My eyes, I feel, are sort of small, so I took some eyeshadow to make them appear further apart and slightly larger than what they actually are. I don't follow all the rules of makeup, but that's just how I feel it works best for me. This fluffy blending brush from MAC, it is a 217, and blend that. Bringing that darkest purple shade in to meet my transition color that I put in the crease, and also the lighter purple, blending them into one another. I'm gonna take this color called Vast and put that in my crease where I placed the first color, and just kind of blend it out with that. Just a smidgen of this black from a palette called Killing Moon. It's so appropriately named by Kat Von D. And I'm going to take that, I'm going to use it to deepen up my crease a little bit. I don't want it to be black. It's not going to be black after I blend it. I'm just going to put that in the outer part of my crease. Off MAC 217, and I'm just going to blend it lightly. I'm going to take Gravitron on a fluffy Kat Von D blending brush just cause, and put that right at my brow bone. Follow up from all that business, so I'm going to take this MAC powder brush and just do a little of that. Perversion from Urban Decay in the waterline. For the lower lash line, I'm going to use the shade Blackheart, also from Urban Decay. Kat Von D smudge brush and blend it out. Liner is Kat Von D's ink liner. I'm going to use Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in Ebony. Lashes. Lash curler is Shiseido or Shiseido, however it's pronounced. I'm not going to prime my eyelashes today. I'm just gonna go right into my Better Than Sex mascara and do a couple coats of that. In line with Kat Von D themed products, I used the shade Oh for my lips, which is a navy blue sparkly color, and it's gorgeous and I love it. The other thing I want to play around with a little bit was the Shade and Light contour palette. I love the concept of this packaging because the background is brought to the foreground with the silver, and then the main lettering is very it's shiny, so you can see it, but it's black, so it's recessed, and the recessed against the background, the outline of the lettering being brought out, is a pretty cool semblance of what it means to contour and highlight. So that's awesome. Great job, Kat Von D. I'm just gonna give this a shot for the very first time today and see how it works out for me. So I don't have a brush that goes with this. I don't know if it was supposed to be included or if that, I didn't see it on the site when I looked. It might be separately. Might have to buy it separately. Since I'm really super fair, I am gonna stick to the Lucid and Sombre because that makes the most sense for my complexion. So I'm gonna go into the Sombre. This is the Wayne Goss Holiday brush. And just kind of start at the back of my cheeks and bring it forward. I like using a brush that has a point for this. That is tapered to a point because it works really well. And I like to place and blend all kind of at the same time, however I want it. So the first thing I always do is give myself some cheekbones because I don't really have any. I do, but you can't really see them. Sweeping it up, kind of like that. I do like this color. It's not too orange, which is a good thing. I'm gonna add a little more right in the hollows there. On this side, even it out. And wipe off my brush to remove any excess product because I don't want to put any more product on my face. I just want to blend it. And I don't like a harsh contour at all, so I'll even go like that. But you can do it however you like. So on this is Wayne Goss number 2. Again, I used that previously today. I'm gonna go into the top highlight shade for fair skin, which is Lucid. And I'm gonna highlight the cheekbone area. And myself, I don't like to highlight anywhere on the forehead. I think it ends up making me look greasy and I don't like it. I will highlight down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, chin. I'm gonna go back into the bronzer, the Sombre, dab off the brush, and the other places on myself that I like to contour are my temples more than I did the first time around. And the big one, the biggest one is right underneath the chin, which gives a slimming effect to the face. And who doesn't love a slimming effect on their face? And it's very important that if you do end up doing a little contour here, you're gonna wanna bring it on your neck. And this is just how I'm accustomed to doing it. So maybe it's improper, maybe it's not, I don't know. And I'm doing 2 lines, one here, one here. You can see those lines? Wiping the brush off. And then I'm just gonna blend them out. Now's when you would put blush on between your highlight and your contour and just kind of blend it in together. But I'm gonna skip that. I've gone on long and long and long enough. So that's it. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Thumbs it up if you like this video. If you didn't, don't bother. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I will get back to you for sure. I will respond to every single comment. I'll catch you guys in my next video, which will probably be a demo / review of the Melt Love Sick eyeshadow stack, which I just got in yesterday. Pretty excited to see how that pans out. So until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.